Let me share with you some thoughts from the perspective of a political foundation, namely the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung. The core of the FAS work is the commitment to the ideas and values of democracy and social justice. That means in practice that the FAS as an NGO, think tank and platform for political dialogue promotes democratic development in and with its partner countries. Currently, the FAS works in more than 100 countries worldwide, always in close cooperation with our partner organizations from political parties, the trade union movement, and the NGO sector in order to contribute to social equality and democratic standards. The FAS firmly believes that the media plays a key role in promoting democratic development. Independence and quality of journalism, as well as pluralism and diversity of media, are crucial elements in a democratic system of checks and balances. However, all of us can observe that the idea of liberal democracy has been suffering setbacks recently, which undermine democratic institutions and democratic values. I think of the NSA Snowden affair, the crisis of the rule of law, the crisis of the European Union, and the therewith connected crisis of parliamentarism in Europe, at least in the European Union, and the backlash, democratic backlash in the Middle East, just to mention a few. A fundamental debate has emerged which questions the core values of democracy and the credibility of the classical model of Western democracy, such as there is a discussion in Western Europe at the moment about post-democracy and the problem of political institutions to function and to fulfill their main function at the moment. Different groups of people call for other forms of democracy as there are more direct, more participative models, or even more autocratic systems. This crisis of trust, which faces democracy at the moment, is at the time a crisis of the media. In many countries, media are broadly perceived as being influenced by political and economic elites, and their impartiality is being questioned. We have a problem here because we need the media as much as we need the trust in democracy. So, how can we make sure that the media keeps a crucial, important role in shaping sustainable democratic development? How can we strengthen and sustain the media's contribution to forming profound public opinion? And how can the media support citizens who rely on trustworthy information in order to fulfill their role in the democratic process? We are here today at this Media Academy to discuss responses to these questions. One important pillar of media freedom, independence and pluralism, and thus part of the response is the media law. Preconditions for a strong media landscape include a legal and regulatory environment that allows for an open and manifold media sector. Now, in time where the model of liberal democracy gets more and more under pressure, it is of utmost importance to support an independent media sector. This Media Law Academy is one way to do so, and that is why the FAS is pleased to contribute to the discussion among experts in media law, parliamentarians, journalists, and representatives of the media sector. In the coming 3 days, we want to stimulate the debate and inspire approaches on how the media law can support and improve what I pointed out earlier as essential elements of democratic governance, the quality, independence, pluralism, and the freedom of media. This also involves thinking about the extent to which reforms are required or have already been undertaken. Therefore, we have invited representatives from different countries in this region to share best practices, exchange experiences about media reform processes, and the work of journalists in their countries can be improved. Key issues to look at and to learn from each other include media pluralism, ownership transparency, public service broadcasting, and freedom of expression, freedom of media. With that, I do not want to extend my opening remarks any longer. Thank you very much for coming here and participating in this debate. I wish us all an interesting, inspiring conference and a successful Media Law Academy 2013 in Sarajevo. Thank you.